Okay, so I'm going live a little bit early. Um, Not sure how this is going to work, but I wanted to make sure I could test everything and get it ready to go. And oh my goodness, there's already somebody here. But I'm not going to start topicing until exactly 4 o'clock. And in California time, I've got 3 minutes. So if you have any questions, maybe shoot them over to me and I'll try and answer them, but I have a little outline to go through. And I'm getting a little hoarse because I've been talking, and running around outside, and it's cold here. So I'm going to be drinking tea too. Okay, wow. So there's some people here. So we're officially going to get started in a few more minutes because I told everybody who wanted. Oh, thank you, Michelle. This is so fun. um, this is great. So I didn't know how this was going to work, but this is really cool. And the other thing I thought about is if we want to continue the topic, but we want to stay a little more private, I can host a Zoom call for you guys because I do coaching with my Zoom. So that's something you can let me know in the comments if that's something you want. I'm just doing this to kind of let people know what it's like out there. And like I said in one of my videos, I had to go internet dating at 51 after 31 years with one guy. So I'd been with him since I was 19. So I was clueless. I mean, I was so clueless. So this time at 68 last year, I got to start the whole internet dating experience again. And wow, have things changed? And of course, COVID doesn't make it any easier. So I'm going to just give you guys the basics, and you shouldn't be scared of it. I think I want to preface by saying that the way I think of internet dating is it's a game of numbers. And it's not about can you get a date. The first thing you want to think about is can you get someone to engage with you? Can you get them to connect with you? Not in person yet, but on the app, because they're going to mask who you really are. They're going to mask your email. They're going to mask your phone number. They're going to mask everything. And until you reveal it, no one can find you. Although they can use photos and they maybe could do a Google photo search. And that's why I try to just be really upfront with people, because I have been a public figure. I did write a book. If you Google my name, you're going to find me. So that's why I didn't use my full name on this TikTok, because I just wanted it to be fun. I didn't want to get all bogged down in, ooh, who are you? What have you done? Ooh, why are you doing this? I just wanted to let my hair hang down, although I don't have any hair to hang down. So I got one of my wigs on, guys. Been running around all day, walking the dog, and I was like, nah, wig day. Super foggy here. And so if you have super baby fine hair, fog just trashes it. And I didn't want to sit here in a baseball cap, which is my other modus operandi, is a hat. So what I'm going to do now at 4 o'clock is welcome everyone to the call. This is fun. I'm really interested to share this with you guys. And if you have questions, go ahead and shoot them. I'm learning how to read what you're sending me. So thank you so much. So I'm just going to jump into it. And because I've had the 2 cycles of internet dating, one at 51, which lasted about 3 years, and one at 68, which started last year. And I didn't actually start dating till like November. But I had left my husband in September and moved to a little apartment stuck in the middle of San Francisco Bay during total lockdown. So it was really hard to meet people. So I had to go on internet dating, and we had to try and figure out how are we going to do this. So I'm going to walk you through what you have to think about. If you've never done internet dating, I want you to think about it, as I said before I officially started the call, as a game of numbers. It's not make or break. Some days, nobody's out there worth talking to. And some days there's a little gem. And so you find the little gem. You have to like dig through all the dirt on the site, you know, all these profiles that come up, and one of them has you swipe left. It's not Tinder. I can't figure out which one. So I was on Zoosk, but that's a zoo, and I came off. But I did date and got 2 serious relationships from it, but I pulled off of it because it seems like I got the cream of the crop and they moved away, and what's left is just some very strange people. So I came off, and then I was like bored and lonely, and I went, oh, the hell with it, I'm going to try it. And eHarmony kept sending me the little ads, and I went, all right, I'll give you a shot. So I went on there and I did their little quiz, and we got the freebie thing, and then I'm looking and I'm thinking, oh, I want to talk to him. Oh, I want to talk to him. Well, you have to pay when you want to talk to someone. So I paid. So I started talking to people on eHarmony, and I got several first, I don't call them dates. When you're on the vetting stage, what you want to do is you want to find the person, send them the hello, however that site runs it. Is either a smile or a wink or a nod or a wave or a gift or whatever. But you just do what the site tells you to do. And then you wait for a response. And sometimes guys, so for girls, guys tend to be slow to respond. So if you don't hear in 24 hours or even 8 hours, don't freak out. Don't go, oh my God, he hates me. He probably hasn't even sat down to look at the site, and half of the guys on the site don't know how to use it. So I've been coaching some of the guys that I decided not to date on how to use the site. Because I had to figure it out myself. So you have to hack around. And sometimes you delete someone you didn't want to delete because you don't know what that button is for. So it's really kind of tricky. So one of the things I've learned is don't go, the ones you really, really like, just hit the favorite button. Hit favorite. Never delete. And don't talk to them yet. So save them so they're in a little bucket. So you can go to that little bucket and go, ooh, who'd I put in here? It's kind of like finding pearls, right? So again, make it a game. Don't get hung up. So, and I wear my wig in some photos for the sites, and I wear my baseball caps, and I rarely go without some covering on my head because I just don't have hair, and it photographs horribly. I have hair, but it's really thin. So all my stylists and all my marketing coaches have told me, wear a wig. Okay. So I have like 12 wigs. So it's kind of fun because if you want to camouflage and you want to go to another site, you just wear a different wig. Well, I didn't say that, did I? But anyway, so this is my favorite wig because it's close to the one on my book cover. But my book cover one died a long time ago because that was like 6 years ago and I wore that thing to death. So if you put a photo up that isn't current, be prepared for a backlash, because one of the first questions I get from guys is this really you? How old are these pictures? And now I started dating them for them, so they know. And my headshots, my professional headshots by real photographers where they did my makeup and all that, those are like 4 or 5 years old. So I'm very honest. I go, this is 5 years ago. This is this year. This is last year. You know, take your pick. I'm still the same size, blah, blah, blah. So it all depends on what you want to portray. Someone says I'm breaking up. I can't do anything about it, sweetie. It's on my phone. I'm on my internet here in the house. Hopefully it's doing what it's supposed to do. I pay for a lot of bandwidth. Might be your internet. Let me know. Anybody else if I'm breaking up? It might just be that person. Because I'm not going to change. No, people are telling me I have a good connection. Okay, so here's the thing. Before you get on a dating site, I want you to write this down. Decide what your goals are. Do you want to meet someone to hang out with? Do you want a serious relationship, which implies sex? Doesn't imply not a serious relationship, but the guy is usually looking for an intimate, serious relationship. When you read their profile and story, You have to read between the lines. So what I always do before I contact them, if I like them, I write down key points: divorced, kids, non-smoker, likes kayaking because I'm a kayaker, likes biking because I'm a biker, a bicyclist. I write down all the points and I pick out a picture I like and I write a reason why I like it. Then, so I have a sheet for every guy. So I have I have these journals that I've been doing now for a long time, and each guy gets a page. First, it's their code name, their age, the one they give you in the website, because it's not always the true one, their age, their location, and any information I want to track. And then, and only then, do I go over to message or smile or send a heart. And if I feel like it, I will send a one-line question. Remember, guys don't have a lot of attention span. They don't want 3 paragraphs. They just want you to say, "Hi, I like your profile. You seem to do some things that I want to do. We're close enough. Would you like to meet up sometime?" And then they'll either smile back or send you a heart, or they'll send you the bottle of wine or the flowers, whatever the little app is doing to connect people. And when you get the response, which could be days, so you make it like a little bit of a job. I think someone said that to me in one of my one of the messages when you post a video and then they give you a comment. I think someone said, "This sounds like a job." It is a job, because if you really want a relationship, if you really want to be connected to someone, you almost can't find them now, because here in California, we're going to have a mask on. So all they can see is my baseball cap and my sunglasses. And they have no clue what's under there. And, they're not going to run up and say hi to me. Whereas before, you could meet someone on a dog walk, at a store, at a restaurant, in a bar. You could do it. Now it's so controlled and so difficult. So I feel like internet dating is just about our only way to go. And they're the same way. So I actually tallied up some numbers for you guys, just so you know I'm not making everything up. So I was on Zoosk for I stay on a site for up max about 6 weeks. And then I take myself down, because if I haven't found someone to talk to, go to dinner with, a movie, take a dog walk, hang out and watch movies at home, cook for each other. If I haven't found someone that I feel is nice enough to do that for, I'm coming off in 6 weeks and I'm taking a break and I'm kind of just letting it go. Or I might get on a different site and the men move around too, because I got off of Zoosk and a bunch of them are on silver singles. I knew their photo. See, that's the other thing. If you don't change your photo, they're going to figure out where you were. So again, it's a game. And sometimes they just may not be in the right place. So that's the other thing. It's between divorced people and widowed or widower people. And it is interesting. So my first relationship off of Zoosk was a guy who was divorced, and he'd actually been single for like 9 years. So we had a really nice time together, but then he moved to Reno, and it was like, we're not doing this. Hang on, my throat's catching. So my next relationship was a widower, but he had just lost his wife earlier in the year, and I almost didn't get involved with him, but he was just so sweet and so persistent. He'd been with this one woman for 47 years. So he was like I was after my first divorce, because it was like, whatever, I'm just going to do this because I got to make sure I'm still alive. I got to make sure I can still function outside of that relationship. And I think that's what was going on for him. So I basically said to him, I'm a rebound for you. And he goes, no. I go, no, sweetie, I'm your rebound girl. And you've already told me you're selling your house and moving away to live with your family 100 miles away, 100 miles away. We will not keep this going. Well, he didn't want to believe me, but ultimately that happened, and we had a lovely time while he was here. But you have to set your own parameters around what it is you're looking for. A lot of the profiles for the guys will say, I lost my wife. I've been single for 3 or 4 years. I'm looking for a long-term relationship. I miss a woman. I miss this. I miss that. And I'm like, So you have to know there's some neediness there. And you have to be willing to support them through that because they're not done grieving. A lot of times I work with some of the guys I'm teaching how to use the site. I actually counsel them to get off because their wife just died a few months ago. And for instance, this poor guy, he put a profile up, like I said, sunglasses, baseball cap, and a beard. You couldn't see anything but a nose. And that was it. And I'm just like, and his tag was lost for now. Who's going to go out with someone who has a tag lost for now? So I felt really bad for him, but he smiled at me. And I went, okay. In college, I had a rule. Whoever asked me out got a first date. And if they were nice, they got a second date. It's kind of like that for me on these dating sites. If you wink at me or smile at me, I'm at least going to check you out. I may smile back. I may not say anything. Sometimes I go through the profile and I'm like, no. And I'll say, I love you, you're cute, you're funny, and you're way too far away. And they'll come back to me and go, you're right. Because some of the sites don't run the filters properly. Zoosk is one of the worst. You can tell it. I don't want to meet a guy more than 40 miles away from where I live. And they're going to send you guys in Bozeman, Montana for California. It's ludicrous. Or way, way down there in LA, which is not happening. We're like 500 miles apart. We got a big state here. So you really have to understand that sometimes you're going to get sent someone that just looks perfect, but you may decide you don't want to do a long distance relationship. I don't want a long distance relationship. I am too old. I don't want to spend all that time in the car. I don't want them spending the time in the car. I want a local dude that I can just call up and go, let's go biking. Let's go to the movies. Let's do this. Let's do that. That's what I want. So set your goals. It's like anything else in life. What is my goal? If your goal is to be married, you need to kind of ratchet that down a bit because they will pick up on that. And some of them will just run. So just don't say, I want to get married. Just say, I'm looking for a long-term relationship. I'm looking for a committed relationship. I'm looking for an exclusive relationship. You don't have to say anything about anything. You just have to say enough so they can get it. And I basically just say, I'm just looking for a friend, a playmate, and a lover. And I say it just like that because I'm honest. If I like you a lot, we're probably going to have fun together. And I don't want to be celibate. So someone said, why do you date? Well, let me think. I date because I'm still young and I'm not dead. And I want to grab life and I want all the gusto that there is. So for me, the most important thing is honesty, but I will tell you, I fudge my age because now that I'm almost 70, that'll scare off all the guys I could hang out with because when they meet me, they're like, are you sure you're not 56? They never believe how old I am. So you have to decide. And most of the guys are not giving you their correct age because the apps ask you for your birth date. All you do is put in a different year. So you have to get comfortable. Like I have one guy I really, really like that I actually went out with 4 times. He's on the side of 67. He's 76. Okay. But he's cool. He's wonderful. He's really fun, and I was on the side at my age, 68. That was the other side. So this time around, I went down a couple of years because I got really tired. What I found is when I say 69, because you set up your parameters for search, And if you choose an age range, you might get like an 82-year-old. I was getting 82-year-olds and I was like, no, that's not going to work. So I dropped it down. So I'm now in the 60 to 70 range. And I think that's a good range for me because I have more energy than most people out there. So I don't want someone that's just going to sit around. So in my profile, I put no couch potatoes. Got to be able to try something new. I don't want to be sitting at home. I want to be out enjoying life. I mean, I put it all in my profile. I just lay it out. Why waste time playing games? If you put enough in your profile, they know what to expect. Some of the apps have a great psych eval. I think it's Silver Singles right now that has like a really good psych eval. And then they show you the other persons. And so you can see if you're matching in personality and emotions and, attitude and all these other things, introvert, extrovert, etc. So we talked about photos, but let me drill down a little into that. You should try and be natural, but look nice. Because if you want to get someone professional, who's educated, who likes to go out and has culture, they want to know you can dress up. So this is one of the looks I would wear in a shoot for posting onto one of my dating sites. It's cute. It's a little bit sexy. It's, I'm not trying to show cleavage because I don't have any, but I do give them full length photos in bicycling gear, in hiking gear. What else have I get? I used to post all dressed up, like in front of a Christmas tree with a fancy dress. I don't do that anymore. I don't do the super dressy stuff. It seems to be working better. You're going to have to kind of play around with the dating sites. Also, I don't recommend it during the holidays. I'm planning on taking mine down probably in a week or so and just going dark for about 4 weeks, probably into the second week of January. A couple of guys I was talking to had a few crises. I had some crises in my family. And so we all agreed to get back in touch after the holidays, which is fine because you're going to start getting stressed out. And unless you already know someone and their likes and dislikes, it's hard to integrate them into a holiday season. So let's see, what else? So you want to figure out your search parameters. What age are you looking for? What body type? Some of the sites, Zoosk is one where they ask you body type. And they often lie, okay? Some of the other sites don't even ask you. So it's a big surprise when they show up because they're quite bigger than their picture shows. So that's part of the problem with the photos. If a guy is only giving you a headshot, chances are he's not in very good shape. I'm just going to say that. And I really don't like the headshots where they're standing in the bathroom. Dudes, if there's any dudes on this, go live. Do not take a picture of a selfie while you're standing in the bathroom. Have somebody take a picture of you, okay? And do the lighting. Like I have a what's called a diva light here in my office because I do Zoom calls with my clients and I don't want to look dead, okay? And it's portable. I can take it in any room. If I want to show them an exercise routine, I can take it where I have more room to exercise in front of the camera, etc. So, and practice with your makeup. Like, take a picture and look at it before you post it up on one of the websites. Like, I think some of these guys are just standing there taking a picture and sending it in on, because I know some of the dating sites let you upload, like, take a selfie. No, do not do that. You want to control what your image is, especially on a dating site, okay? So I've had people say, oh, you're always so put together. I am, because it makes me feel better. I feel professional. I feel like I have credibility. I don't fiddle with stuff because I know it looks okay. So I can just be natural, okay? So, code name. You're allowed to make up a name for most sites. And I recommend you do that. The one, I think it's Silver Singles, is actually you put your name in and then they grab it and boom, that's your code. So that surprised me. I wasn't expecting that, and I didn't have a chance to deal with it. So there it is. But some of the guys are using code names. And in eHarmony, oh no, in Zoosk, this was really funny. Guys didn't figure out how to put a tag name, so they would be a Zoosk member, comma, 72. I had so many guys, a Zoosk member, comma, whatever age, and I'm thinking, you had no imagination? You know? So, anyway, if you're on multiple sites, it gets more complicated. It's easier to kind of hang out on one site for a while, get the feel of it, learn how to maneuver in it, see if you get any hits, any messaging, any winks, any smiles, any gifts. On one side, I got gifts, but I couldn't figure out who they came from, so that was stupid. But let's see, what else? They ask you for kids, marital status, all that stuff. So kind of know what you want to bring into your life. It's like manifesting. I mean, literally, I sit down and I go, okay, I'm looking for, and then I put this list of stuff. And what's really interesting is I manifest them the next day. Literally, I will sit there, not on the website, sit there with a little, snack, and I'll just go, well, what do I want? I want this, that, and the other. I put all my characteristics down, and then I go to bed. And I wake up and I turn on the app, and there's 3 or 4 guys, and they have the characteristics I was looking for. And I'm like, whoa. So, decide what you want. The goals are going to be the big thing. And I think, okay, let's talk about process. The last 7 minutes, because they said half an hour. I don't know if they cut me off or what, but the process. So you get a wink or you send a wink, and girls, don't be afraid to send a wink, and guys, don't be afraid. Wink, smile, heart, whatever the app is using. Be comfortable that you can at least acknowledge someone. I get a lot of, oh, I love your picture. Oh, I love your smile. Oh, I love your energy. And then I write back, thank you. I looked at your profile. I like such and such. Shall we chat? And then they come back and they go, yeah. And so we chit chat on the app. So I like to do chit chatting, 3 or 4 exchanges. And I like to get into telling them I was wearing a wig in that picture that you liked. By the way, oh, do you have hair? Yes, but it's under a baseball cap in all the other pictures. And they laugh and they go, yeah, I'm kind of bald too. I go, well, I'm not bald. It's just not good hair for a picture. It's wimpy hair is the way I put it. And they're like, oh, okay. So then I say, well, why don't we get on a phone? Or they propose phone or Zoom. And so then we text the phone number to make sure that's their phone number. Then you text a time to actually talk live, because they shouldn't just assume you're going to drop what you're doing to talk to them. A few of them have tried that on me, and I'm just like, no, you have to make an appointment. So we make our appointment and we call each other, and that happens. And if I like their voice and I like their energy, then and only then do I ask for a face-to-face. If we agree to a face-to-face, sometimes they're too far away, and we get on Zoom, but I've already decided no more of those. I don't want to do those. I'll do Zoom just so they can see who I am. So before we walk into a restaurant or something, we've already seen each other, and that's helpful. But because I don't have an iPhone, so I can't do those FaceTime things. But the key for that first face-to-face meeting is in public. So I know everybody's like, you were going to meet a guy in the middle of nowhere. Well, I wasn't. It was a really crowded parking lot with a gym on one side and some other stuff. But the path that he was going to have me go on, I went on it by myself with my dog after that non-date. And I was like, that was not a good plan. So the people who were cautioning me, thank you. You were right. I was wrong. I have taken some risks on internet dating that I probably won't take this time around. But my first time around, you don't want to know. But I was fine. But you have to go with your gut. So that's where the phone call, I think, is really important, because you can hear the person. That's where a Zoom or FaceTime would be important, because you can see the person. But again, your gut is going to tell you if that person is safe. So always in public. The next meeting, they have to meet my dog. And if my dog likes them and they're willing to do a dog walk, which some guys are not, so there they're gone, bye. Then you just carry it from there. So usually by the fourth date, so it's usually in public, another in public with a dog, in public again, and then one or the other's homes. But you have to decide if you're willing to do that. I'm willing to do that. I always bring my dog. If you're going to invite me to your home, my dog's going to be with me. If you're coming to my home, my dog's going to be with me. So I rely on a dog. I don't know if I would do this without a dog. The first time around, my dog was living at my ranch and I had no protector, and somehow I survived. But you can also set it up where a friend knows where you're going to be. A friend calls you and you can tell the guy, I'm sending a picture of you. Smile. You can figure out how to manage that. I've never tried to do that, but I might. So let's see, is there anything else? I think that's pretty much it. Do you guys have any questions? Any questions out there? Even when you know someone, you only know them after 4 seasons in life. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. You're right. I think you're right. Anything else? How do I read the chats? Do I just follow this? Someone says I'm brave. Yeah, probably I am. Wait, you take a dog to someone else's home? What kind of dog? Oh yeah, with their permission. He's a border collie. And only after they've already met him. In our public dog walk cycle. And we don't go to dog parks we walk around a shopping center. Well, I'll meet him at a Starbucks. We'll have some coffee, tea outside the Starbucks. My dog will say hello to their dog, because usually I date fellow dog owners because they understand that dynamic. So I usually don't date someone that's not comfortable with dogs. It's that simple, because I have a big hairy dog, and if you don't like big hairy dogs, bye. I mean, I have some hard criteria for who I date. What state am I in? California. Anything else? Any other questions? Well, this was easy. I don't quite know what to do now, but long laundry list, yes. And it is a little bit of a job. I get up in the morning, I check. I go about my day, I check again sometime, between dinner and bed. And if I get some really likelies, I will respond to them that day, and I will propose that we get off the app and exchange phone numbers. I will do that because the apps are cumbersome. And even though they're on my phone, it's a pain in the butt. I find men mostly talk about themselves on the phone. I was vetting a guy last night, and literally, I think I said 5 sentences, and he went on for like an hour. Literally. Of course, he's a lawyer, so that's why. But in person, yes, the ones that do that, they don't get a second date. I don't say anything to them while I'm in their presence. But when I'm done hearing about all the things they own and all the places they've been and all the jobs they've done, I go home and I text them and I go, well, thank you for the lunch. I don't feel we're a match. Good luck out there. And they go, what? And I don't tell them why, because they are they're so stuck in themselves that I don't need to deal with it. I just need them to move on. I move on, they move on. You interrupt them and say, so June, what's your favorite color? That's just insecurity if they need to tell you, have a great day are. Oh, how great they are. Yeah, I know it's insecurity, but it also lets me learn a lot about them and learn that I don't need to be in their presence again. I'm not a gold digger. I'm not looking for someone to take care of me. And sometimes they're trying to sell themselves to me. I do not know who that is, but the answer is no. This is my Go Life. Somebody asked to come in here and I said no. I I had this structured a certain way, so I don't want another host. Okay, I think that's it. And I'm just going to keep keeping you guys posted. I have another date tomorrow. It's a second date. It's a dinner date in a restaurant. You're very fussy and you don't know what you want. Well, that's where internet dating is helpful, because you get to find out what you don't want. Anything else? Both people are generally clumpy on the first date. Yeah, you know what? No. Especially if dogs are involved. Most of my first dates have been dog walks after meeting on a Starbucks porch. So it really depends. Like, literally, all my first dates with dogs have been great, except for the guy whose dog peed all over my couch because he was disabled and we had to have the date inside my living room out to my patio. So, tears now, God is good. Aw, my laundry this was long, but I was 31, so I made it easier. I've been married for 25. Congrats. Yeah, I was married for 31 and then 14, so 47 years of marriage. So this is like, it's not that difficult this time around, but the first time, I think I was just moving. I was moving like a bat out of hell because I was afraid I would never be married again. And I really wanted to be married again because I really loved my first marriage. And the second, now that I'm dating now, I don't want to be married again. Nope, I'm not adapting to any guy. I'm not adjusting for any guy, and I don't want them adapting or adjusting to me. So if it's not a match from the get-go, it's not a match. And I love it that way. It makes it real easy to say goodbye. So there you go. And I guess we're going to say goodbye now, right? So what do? I don't know what to do. How do I end it? How do you end one of these go lives? Anybody know? Let me see. Let me see what it's telling me to do. What's the power button mean? Flip camera, mirror your settings, admin settings, comment topics. Do I just push this power button and does it stop? You guys help. Who's ever done a go live? What sounds bleak? My life? No, it's actually fun. I'm not kidding you. I have a lot of fun. There are days when I'm sad, and there are days when I revisit memories, but for the most part, I'm happy, you know? And I date because I like to meet new people, and I want some, romance in my life. So there you go. I think we're done, right? No wanting to work with anyone. That sounds bleak. Not wanting to work with anyone. Oh, you mean on a relationship? I'm willing to work with someone, but not to the level I did in the last marriage where I had to leave half of me outside the front door for him to handle me. I don't want that in my life anymore. So they have to handle this. All of this, they're going to get all of it, and they can't run for the hills, and they cannot tell me to be quiet when I go visit their family. Period. End of story. Or when I'm out for my birthday and I'm not allowed to have the waiters sing my happy birthday to me because it's too embarrassing. That's the kind of guy I'm staying away from. So when you say you don't know what you want, figure out what you don't want. Know what you don't want. Make a list of the opposite and tell the universe that's what you want. Works for me. Okay, you guys, I don't know what to do. I guess I'm just going to poke this power button and see what happens. I love you all. Mwah. Have a great day. 4 viewers are currently watching. End live video. Okay, I'm ending. Bye, babies.